Okay, Vicky, I'm gonna go over your video that you had sent. Um, so let's go ahead and break down. Um, I'm just gonna skip right to it because I assume that you have your video, so you can kind of play that back. So I'm just gonna go through some of the pieces here a little bit more closely. Okay. Um, so I like your twist. Um, I think your twist may be just almost on the borderline of over twisting a little bit, but I think in general it's not too extreme there. But I would take it back maybe just like a hair, like 1 inch back or 1 degree back. I do like that when you're going into your catch, you have a little bit of your body kind of still leaning forward onto the catch. So what I'm talking about right here is if I draw a line here as you're going into your catch, you can see that you're leaning down onto it a bit. I think you could do just a little bit more still. So let me show you, like when I start my catch here, I'm leaning about this much and I catch in, right? You can see I'm really transitioning that weight onto the blade a little bit more in the front. Just a little bit more than you have here. But overall, I think it's decent. You do have your shoulder pretty well set in place. I think the area that I would want you to work on actually the most, though, in your stroke, this is mostly pretty good. It's mainly just at the back end. So when you finish your stroke, you should really be cutting off your power right around here. When you get to here, you should actually be initiating your follow through and then coming around to your exit. So you can see pull, 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 and then on the right side here, this is actually when I was testing, so I'm going actually really hard. So usually I release pressure when I get to just before my hip. So you can see right here, you can see my wrist is already starting to curl around. Or I'm letting up on pressure. I'm just kind of, this is mostly my follow through. So what you don't want is, once you get about to this point, you don't want to push down really hard on this. So you can see right here at the end here, you kind of push it down and kind of pop up with your lower hand. So you kind of go a little bit too far beyond untwisting past neutral. So you have like this little kick and you're pushing with the top arm down and back. So I'd want to see cut off power around here, and then you're going to start curling it around a little bit earlier so that your elbow doesn't stay. Remember, we talk about this a lot on the boat, right? You can kind of see my elbow starts to shrug out. Unfortunately, I don't have a front view again to show you, but I'm going to advance your video bit more. So it's right here, basically right here to here. You see how your elbow stays tucked in close to your core, and then you kind of pop your shoulder back. So I want your elbow to open outwards, and then come forward. So let's go to the front view real quick. All right, some point. Okay, here we go. So right here. So you should be cutting off power here, and you should be initiating that elbow moving out, and then your wrist gets nice and loose, and then the hand shrugs out and comes back forward. Okay, but you can see right here right at the very tail end, you do a little pop in the back. See how that elbow still has not started opening up, even though that's supposed to be all your follow through, right? Your follow through, you should be initiating the recovery, slicing out of the water. Elbow should be opening up away from the core, a little bit more than that. See how it goes tight and it stays back there. And then at this point, right, your hand here is actually further away from your body than your elbow is. Okay, so it should be the other way around. Your elbow should be kind of, you're using that elbow to help you slice the water out and come forward. Okay, so I think that's probably the biggest thing, because when it comes into timing on the water, right, that little extra pop at the back end will make your exit a little bit slow, and that'll affect your timing. Okay, hopefully that helps. I think that's probably the biggest thing for you. And like I said, mentioned at the beginning of this video, just a little bit, be careful, a little bit of over twisting, but it's not too bad, so I don't want you to pull back on that too much, okay?